I am so sick of the airplane mode in the Cruiser coming into work on the driveway. It just wobbles about too much. I've got a solution. Airbags. Airbags on the leafs, gonna fix lots of problems, including people flashing me at night time in a bad way. So why would you want to put airbags in your car? Well, there's a lot of really good reasons and a couple of side effects that are positive too. It's going to really help with the steering and handling because it won't be as light on the front anymore. It's going to make the tire wear a lot more even. It's going to make the brakes wear a lot more even. Springs will sag a lot less and they'll be helped out. Obviously, you don't have this on full time. Just when there's a load, you'll want to put air in the airbags. Side effects, because it is level, no more people flashing you because your lights are pointing up too high. And it's easily adjustable for all sorts of different weights and different loads. Camper trailer in the back might need a little bit more, just a canopy, a little bit less, no canopy, just a tiny bit in them. So we can really adjust them to dial in exactly what we have on the car. What's in the kit? So, I actually haven't opened it. I just opened it to see if there were instructions in it, and turns out all you have to do is scan the QR code. Everything's digital these days, it's great. So we've got the airbags, these are them here. And then an Airbag Man sticker, that's very important. And a box of stuff. So the airline that comes to the, but we're gonna put this in the back of the car. Eventually I wanna have a center console with onboard air and be able to toggle these inside the cab. But in the meantime, they're coming out the back. Cable ties, man's best friend, lots of nuts and bolts. And what are these things? All the bracketry, that's because what we have to do is just drop the U-bolts from the leafs, put these over the U-bolts, and then we take the bump stops off and replace them. I presume this bit here. I have done a bit of research. I'm a little bit clued up with what we're doing here. We take the bump stops off and we replace the bump stops with this, which goes on top of the airbag. So let's get started. So what we want to try and do with these, I've just been reading the instructions, it's pretty straightforward, but we want the plates to be offset. So if we put, that'll really only go on one way. And then, so these ones here have got an offset. They're not, these slotted holes aren't in the middle of this, they're off to one side. So we want these offset so that the valve comes out the back. So this will be the passenger one. I'm standing at the back of the car looking forward. This will be the passenger one. It's offset out this way to bring the airbag into the middle of the car. This is the driver's one. It's offset that way to bring the airbag in towards the middle of the car. So these are both going the right way. So we put those on. First thing we have to do though, before we do any of that, is put the air elbow on. We want it facing the back of the car because we're going to run the cables to the tow bar for the air. Who invented ratchet spanners? Could I find them and give them a big hearty pat on the back?
Now let's pat ourselves on the back for a job well done.
The best, are they not the best things ever? Sliced bread's got nothing on ratchet spanners. They should change the saying, nothing better since ratchet spanners instead of sliced bread. Right, t'other side. That's the airbags assembled. So what we'll do now, we'll just go out and we'll run the airlines from the tow bar back to roughly where these are going to be. And then we'll install these, cook up the air. And that's it. And if you're watching this, where are my side cutters? I can only find my pliers. What we're doing now, I've just MacGyvered this. This is very temporary, don't judge me, but this is the left and right valves we're going to end up plugging the airlines into. I'm just going to cable tie these on for the meantime, just up in here, just to get us out of trouble today because I need to go and fabricate some proper brackets up. So I say this is a temporary fix, but no one made it be here for a year before I get around to temporary fixing it again. Let's cut these bad boys off. That's no good at all. I'll fix that up later. This is just temporary, I promise I will fix this up later. All right, there's our valves. So next thing we're gonna do is run our airlines. All right, so what I have to do now, I've got to go home. I'm going to shoot the rest of this video at home because I need a long socket and I've got a long one at home to 22mm. So I'm going to go home and carry on. But what I'm going to do is drop these 4 bolts, well not drop, I'm going to loosen these 4 bolts and take this shocky off. And that will allow me to get
basically drop the U-bolts, push them up a bit so I can get the airbag on top of that U-bolt bracket. Then unbolt the bump stop up here, take the bump stop off, and we bolt the top of the airbag into the holes where the bump stop was. And then we're going to run the air line back to our 2 points that we've just put in there. So I'm going to leave you here and we'll pick you up back at home, and watch this, how fast is this for driving. And we are all 4 of the U-bolts detached. We'll leave that plate there. Right. Yeah, that's a good ad. That's going to be sweet. Alright, so what we want to do now is get the driver's side airbag and just whack it up here. We'll take the bump stops off first, and then we'll get the airbag in. I think that's enough. Take that and put it in. So there's the bump stop out. And we'll put the other, where do we put that up there? Alright, so we're now going to get the driver's side airbag and we'll whack it in. I feel like one of those eels that slip slide sideways. Somewhere there. Let's get these over. So that's good. So let's get this other bracket back on. That seems better. That seems way better. Alright, I think I've got them in the right spot. A bit of fiddling around, but I think it's done. Seem to be where they want to be. So I might actually try and push that shocky up. Put it on just loosely. I might do that. I'm gonna go have dinner. Oh. Done. Alright. That's that side done and dusted. And we have none to the other side. I'm going to put you on a time lapse. Bring you up to speed. I've basically run these 2 cables from each airbag up to the back of the car, and we're going to connect them into these 2 valve connections. So it's really not as easy as these are just a push-in connection like that, and that's it done. So that's obviously I've got to fix this bit up still, but that's them done. And what I might do is I'm just going to cable tie these 2 together. We put the valve on, got the covers on. It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm not starting the air compressor up tonight. Tomorrow morning what I'm going to do, and I'll bring you with me, is I'm going to measure the height of the tray and side to side, because we're on a nice flat floor here. Then I'm going to pump it up with the air compressor to the right PSI, level it up and get it where it is pre-canopy on. So I'm probably going to lift it up, hopefully, what's that, 10 centimeters? Anyway, join me in the morning and I'll show you what's happening. You probably can't see me. Hello, here I am. But we've come to Jetto's because Jetto has got a new hoist. And It's always nice when friends have hoists. When I put this on last night, this was angled forward. So instead of crawling onto the car again, I rang up my good mate Jetto and said, "Mate, any chance we can put the car in?" We did. The car's in the hoist. So we're just going to loosen these bolts up. Oh, I've loosened them already. That's now straight, I think. So we're going to tighten it up. And then just address the air leak, because there is a little air leak in the top of this one. I think it's just the elbow needs tightening. I just don't know how I'm going to get into it. Anyway, tighten this up and then address the air leak. And Robert's your cousin's father. Sitrep update. USS Enterprise has channeled through calm waters to find its home of the bracket being put back on. In all seriousness, we've taken this. What was happening is this elbow just wasn't tight properly, so that was causing the air leak. So we've had to basically take the whole bracket off again to get that air leak fixed, but we've fixed it. So all we have to do now is tighten everything back up, put that bracket back on, air leak in, job's done. So what was going to be a nightmare job under the car has turned out to be an easy job because of Jetto's hoist. So our learnings from today is make sure you have a mate with a hoist.
Fast forward about 3 days from when we had it on the hoist. Everything's working beautifully. The airbags don't leak. Well, they didn't leak. We just hadn't got the elbow tightened up properly. That other one's straight. I've thoroughly tested it. You'll see from the footage that we're just going to use, so coming into the shed the first time without the airbags in, I think it was hopefully a little bit more rocky than the second time coming in. Visually, that should give you an indication of how they're working, but I suppose driving the car, look, it does feel a lot better on the road. It feels a lot more stable. It's definitely leveled it up. The steering's a lot nicer now. It's not as light and wishy-washy with the canopy on. Haven't driven it at night time to see if people are still flashing me because my headlights were pointing up. Hopefully now they will. Definitely they'll be level because the car probably comes up about this much at 40 PSI. I'm not going to run it at 40 PSI all the time because I've not got a camper trailer and whatnot on, but I think with the canopy on, about 30 PSI, 25 PSI is about the sweet spot. Because we have got the two valves, I'm able to put a little bit more PSI on the passenger side because obviously that's where both the fridges are and a lot more weight, and the awning as well as on that side too. So a little bit more PSI on the left, and that definitely levels the car up so it's nice and flat now instead of sitting on an angle. I tried to offset it before with the spare wheel, but these definitely do a very good job. So all in all, really pleased with the airbags putting in. It's going to make the Cruiser sit, look and handle better. So thank you for watching. Do remember to subscribe. See you in the next one.